So another year for DC Universe Online is going by. Well, we're a few months away, but for someone that just deleted DC, I could care less how long the game's been enduring. But yeah, another year for DC where we can reflect on some good moments as well as the bad ones. My overall opinion of this game this year is that it's
still a piece of garbage.
But before I trash the game for 10 minutes, let's look at the good things done this year.
This guy stinks!
So to start, we got universal messaging, a better tutorial to teach players.
Oh, the lie detector determined that was a lie.
DC launched on the Nintendo Switch, and finally we got 2 new DLCs, another one on its way in, I believe, December, as well as a bunch of cosmetic items and some base items. And that pretty much wraps up the good segment of what DCO did this year. That was called DCO. That pretty much wraps up the good segment of what DC did this year. Now on to the negative. The developers had a chance to really teach the player base the ropes of how to play this game, or better yet, how to play a role.
I heal all these diseases on this earth.
Well, you know, healing come by
do
faith.
it now,
Healing
but I
come
would
by
like to know
faith.
when you're gonna do it.
Well, come by faith. Well, you know, healing come by faith. Well, you know, healing come by faith.
Grenadiers. Oh my goodness!
But it appears the devs couldn't be bothered to put in effort to teaching the players. Rather, we got messages. Because we all know new and ignorant players know how to read.
Read, nigga! Read!
Why it was so hard for them to put in an actual training simulation for players to better themselves is beyond me. But I guess we can't expect DC Universe devs to work for player embetterment. No, they pay Obsidian Chill to do that one. Oh wait. Here's an example of how bad the the messaging system is. During the intro of the game, a message will tell you to block. So following the message I did, thinking ads would lunge me to show me why blocking is important, or at the very least, what a lunge looks like for me to get better at identifying them. And here's what happened.
That's a lot of robots. The resale value of all that alien metal would be out of this world. No pun intended. Hold on, they're starting to activate. That's not good. I'll get Professor Zoom and Sinestro over there to help you fight them.
fear my might. How dare you! Shield up!
You would think the Brainiac ship, after 4 major changes, would be a better learning experience for players new to the game, but instead it gets dumbed down. A long time ago, players were expected to fly, run, or climb up the wall after fighting a sub-boss to continue escaping the Brainiac ship.
Let's get you out of the halls. Transport tubes crisscross the entire ship. Look for one right above you and use it to get out of there.
Enter environment. Wait.
Read, nigga! Read!
Please push this to enter movement mode. Oh yeah, I forgot.
But because a large number of players were quitting after failing to press a button, the DC devs decided they'd intervene by placing boxes for players to scale.
What the hell is even that? Get everybody out of my...
After realizing how lazy that was, they changed the Brainiac ship yet again by removing the how to fly or run sequence entirely.
Out of their patrol range. Look for a transport tube. They crisscross the ship.
Oh, and to add insult to injury, the part where you learn the counter was so lazily done that you didn't even need to follow the instructions to move on. Long story short, tutorials. One thing I can say about this game is that the devs sure know how to kill off a player base. I mean, we went from PvP that looked like this to this.
Cause you're not that cute, and your hair is uneven, you look dusty.
To finally this in 2019. They say that PvPers were a minority in the community, but how does that excuse the fact that PvP's been bad for 5 years now? What's worse is they didn't even try to hide their incompetence when releasing on the Xbox and Nintendo Switch. They just dumped this sad, buggy mess of PvP off to different platforms. I guess they think their PvE and microtransactions are enough to hold down a community. And it's not like these are well-hidden imbalances. A dev or someone hired by the devs could play 5 arena or legends matches for one day and see the many problems affecting PvP. But no! Players have to report that over 5 legends characters' healing abilities haven't worked for 2 years, healing barrels weren't working for 2 years, or a rifle's combo ability called Rifle Slam wasn't able to be countered for 2 years. Or so I thought. Want to know what Mep's reply to that particular bug was? After looking into this combo has never been blockable all the way back to 2012. We have updated the description to match that now. If folks think the combo should be blockable, please start up another thread in gameplay to see if we can reach a consensus.
Is this a joke? Huh? Are you joking right now? Get off the stage!
Since 2012?
You.
Are you dumb?
Fam, these developers been needed to get fired. This, compared to the long post by Mep saying PvP isn't a priority, just goes to show if it ain't a, I can't speak English, I guess. If it ain't a time capsule exploit or something they can lose money from, they won't even bother to put in the effort to do anything. But the devs aren't perfect. They tried and you guys never agreed on what's balanced PvP. You guys never show up to testings when they did try to fix PvP. PvP doesn't make money. PvP... Can I ask, why is it that we the players have to test things out of necessity and not want? Because Lord knows if we let the devs do anything on their own, this game would.
And just look how happy he is.
But the devs aren't perfect. Yeah, and what tit should I breastfeed them with? Seriously, these are grown men and women, and I swear y'all baby them every chance y'all get. And I know, I know y'all not getting paid a dime to do the splits like that. And I am so sick and tired of hearing the explain it to the developers in great detail excuse, especially when we have threads that did that and got a dev response, but no fixes till September. And these were posted in late January. That's 8 months that a thread with videos and details and quite a few responses from people collected dust until the same person that made that thread made a new one, and finally they got the healing issues fixed. Mind you, there's still a large amount of issues in Legends, but I mean, at least we can heal better. And on that note, I'm gonna stop the video here, mainly because we live in a time where 90% of people on Earth have undiagnosed ADD, and if the video gets too long, y'all mentally check out of here, so stay tuned for a part 2 if you want, or not, I really don't care. So I was originally going to end the video here, but I reminded myself of another reason that I'm glad I don't give these developers money anymore. Come on. Now, this didn't happen this year, but over time, DC has had a growing infestation of gold seller bots, plaguing the game with messages spammed repeatedly in the chat. Now, this, of course, affected and angered many players in the community, and after some time, the devs decided to try and fix the issue. The idea they landed on was to limit free players to 5 messages a day. Hope you don't have any typos or you mistakenly type in the wrong person, because you get no do-overs. But the question is, did this fix anything?
Nope.
This may have slowed them down a couple of seconds, but in reality, this just killed the player interactions, because now new players are muted after 5 messages. Which, for a free-to-play game, is pretty shady, because now you're trying to sell the privilege to talk in a game, and this didn't really bother anyone like it did for me, and I'm not even a free player, especially when there were better alternatives that could have been done. Like, for example, Titan's Judas contract begins with you on the Titan's Island before things went haywire. This was the intro into the DLC. Now, they were able to separate the intro from the main hub world, where you do your dailies and weekly missions, so why couldn't they do that for the first mission for each mentor? Yes, that meant they'd have to do work for free for something that make players happy in the long run, but as we see, long term doesn't quite work out for them. Let me show you really how scummy this is. This restriction was released in May 16, 2018. The Titans DLC was released July 18th of the same year. And get this, the DLC prior to Titans was released March 28th of that same year. So for close to 2 months, they were working on this DLC, but didn't think that this would be a better method than trying to suck $5 out of a player after 8 years of being able to talk and make friends for free. And it's quite obvious that this did nothing but hinder players, to the point where gold sellers are now sending emails to characters. So why wasn't a new plan created after a year of failure? Greed. I envy players that ignore things like this and still have fun in this game, because I can't. It's disgusting how these game companies try to make money off of players, but even more disgusting that people are okay with this and allow the devs to treat them like this.